And truth be told, just like we have our good days where everything may be going our way, we're destined to have our bad days. And I feel like it's just so important that we try to find some type of light, even in our darkest moments, because there's so much significance in this feeling of pain and this feeling of hardship that we may face, because all it does is build you up into the person that you're destined to be. But shying away from the hardships and shying away from the fact that this is just meant for you. Whatever it is that you're going through, you 100% need to go through, because this is what's going to turn you into the person that's needed for that version of success that you're chasing. So I really wanted to get on here and make this video today for y'all, and to let y'all know that it's very important that you don't shy away from the hard times in your life and the moments where you feel like everything is falling apart, because there are always going to be times like that. There's always going to be moments where you feel as if things aren't going your way. But it's not necessarily about what you go through in life. It's more so about how you react to the things that you're going through. And this really opened my eyes to life and everything that's to come, because you can be put in a position where you have success, you may have the money and everything that you may want, but you can be faced with something that none of those things can necessarily fill that void or that missing piece in your heart. And that just comes to show you that even success itself isn't enough to make you feel this sense of happiness and peace within yourself. This version of happiness that we should be chasing and pursuing in our lives should be something way past materialistic items. Because when you put yourself in a position to tie your happiness and align them with materialistic things, it's just a very surface level way of thinking, because you reach a point eventually where you get the things that you may say that you want out of life, and you have this what's next mindset. You're never fully content with what you have. And I feel like it's very important to just learn appreciation and to learn to value the things that we have above all, and find that true peace and happiness within ourselves, and don't necessarily tie it in anything materialistic. Because we all know materialistic items come and go. They fade over time. There's new trends and there's new things that, people may want every single day. So these things will never be able to fully fulfill you. So even at your darkest moments, where you may be in a position where you're trying to find some type of peace, you just have to dig deep and understand that those moments are not going to last forever. Above all, if you can be somebody that's resilient even in your darkest hours, and you still smiling and you still have that positive energy, the impact that you're going to have on not only yourself but the people around you is insane. Because people are watching, believe it or not. The things that you think that you're doing in the dark and nobody's aware of, not only God, but people start to notice by your energy, your routine, the way that you speak to them, your vibe and everything else, what's really going on behind closed doors. So there's only so much that we can hide. It took me a very long time to learn how to think positively on life and the hardships that come with life, because like anybody else, when you go through something, it's almost like a natural instinct to be triggered or to be angry at the fact that you're put in a position where you may be stressful or you may just be uneasy. But this form of uneasiness that we're dealing with at that very moment isn't going to last forever. And just that thought alone can get you through so many challenges in life and can help you break through so many barriers, because it is not a forever thing. You did not sign your life away to this version of hardship or misery that you're dealing with right now. It's always going to be temporary. As long as you see it through, and in all reality, the sooner that you accept that it's a temporary thing, the more likely you are to get over it even quicker. It's more of a mindset thing than anything, just learning how to transform your mindset from being stuck in this deep, dark, voided, sense and presence of misery, to the point where you can easily overcome it by just accepting that. And I feel like growing up, especially for men, I know it might be slightly different for women, but if it isn't, just let me know in the comments. But for men, we aren't taught this sense of emotional intelligence, how to properly express ourselves and vent and have that outlet. But no matter who you are, whether it's a man or a woman, you need some form of outlet. You need to learn how to properly express yourself so that you don't hold everything in. And there's even times in my life where I may be going through certain things that are very hard for me to comprehend at that very moment. And I realize at certain times that I just wasn't able to cry. I wasn't able to necessarily shed tears. And that was one of the first obvious signs that I needed to let things out. I needed to find how to be more emotionally intelligent so that I can properly express myself. Because no matter what you go through, at some point in your life, you have to have some type of outlet. You have to have something, some type of emotional dump where you can release all of that toxicity, all of that pain, all of that hurt that you may be going through. Nobody is just going to, it's not healthy to hold all of this in. Not only does this stress you out, but it just puts you in a position to have health problems in the long run. And all of these things nobody wants to deal with. So just learning how to properly express yourself is one of the major ways that you'll be able to put yourself in a position to find that light at the end of the tunnel, even in your darkest moments. But the dark days are never going to last forever. And that was one of the biggest reasons for me and why I never shied away from hard times. So if you're dealing with something right now, the best thing that you could do is face it. The next thing that you could do is just find an outlet. Because when you face that problem, you're going to have so many different emotions, so many different feelings, just based on you trying to overcome whatever it is that you're going through. But if you have an outlet, if you have something that you can turn to release all of that bad energy, in a sense, it's going to be much easier for you to be able to overcome that hardship. If you have to speak to people, if you have to vent, if you have to go to a therapist, I myself was not raised in a family where they believed in therapy. Nobody just believed in going to speak to somebody and pay them to hear you talk, but it's a lot deeper than that. And this form of therapy helped me so much because I realized that I was so concerned with people judging me, when in reality, there are people out here in the world that genuinely want to see you do good and see you grow, and they will help. But the only person that can hold you back in this life is you. Nobody else is responsible for the lifestyle that you want to live and where you're headed. And one thing that I love about hard times that is very underrated in my opinion is just the fact that in real life, it's like a habit. I learned so much in my life when I stopped running. I learned so much when I finally stopped running from the hardships that come with life. Certain things that you really cannot prevent, you have to go through in order to reach that next version of yourself. I used to run from every problem that I had. Whenever it was a conflict, I used to try to get away. Whenever there was any type of tension, I used to try to get away, arguments with family, friends. Rather than learning how to solve a problem and finding a solution, I used to constantly run away. And all this did was set me back because those problems still exist. No matter how much you run, no matter how much you try to avoid something, those problems are still present and they're still a thing. And they're only going to go away when you face them. They're only going to go away when you find that light, even in the darkest moments, and you find a way how to overcome those problems and those challenges. And this is real life, how life works. Anything that you may possibly go through, anything that you may face, if it's a problem, there is a solution, I guarantee it. So just consider that as you're going through your day-to-day and you're faced with something that may be overwhelming or you may not know how to necessarily move. The first thing that you need to do is understand that one, there's a solution, and two, you have to face it in order to overcome it. You can only run from something for so long before you reach a dead end and you have to make a decision. So take responsibility for your life and make whatever decision that you need to make now so that you don't waste time and you don't allow yourself to just be put in this position in the future. We all have somewhere to be, and the longer that we hold ourselves back and the longer that we run from life's challenges and problems, the longer we're going to be without this form of success that we're all trying to reach. I know it may not be a pleasant feeling dealing with a hardship or dealing with a loss or anything that you may be dealing with, but this is what's going to make you you. The challenges that I face in my life, as long as I allow myself to overcome them, are really what's going to define my character in the long run. No, it doesn't make me feel good when I get a call and it's bad news and it's something I gotta deal with. No, it don't make me feel good when, my mom may be feeling down and she want me to do A, B, and C and whatever the case may be. But these are things that I have to accept and I have to find solutions to, because I know at the end of the day, once that problem is solved, there's a lesson behind everything, whether it's big or small. If you choose to look at life as an opportunity, then that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be this constant uphill grind of reaching new high points in your life. So if you're faced with some type of challenge right now, if you're faced with some type of hardship, I want to let you know that even in the darkest moments, there is a way out. Even at times like this where you may feel so low and you may feel like you don't know which direction to turn, there is a solution to everything that you're going through. But now is the time for you to dig deep and really ask yourself, what can I do to change my current state or change my current position? But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.